My name is Sarah Rowland, and I want to talk to you about how the small things that you're doing make a big difference. And this is true in many areas of life, that small things make a big difference. For example, in nature. The other day, my husband and I were walking around a pond, and a little fish jumped out of the pond. When it went back in, it made a huge ripple all the way to the edge of the pond. It was a small fish, but it made a big difference. It's true in cooking as well. For example, I don't know if you've ever left out an important ingredient or made a change in a recipe, but it can really affect the way your cooking tastes. This happened to me a few months ago. I went to make my oatmeal in the morning. I hit the buttons on the microwave and walked away. Before I knew it, there was smoke billowing out of the microwave. I quickly opened the door and found out I had charred dry oatmeal. I had forgotten to put the water in. Unfortunately, sometimes it can create a better result. For example, in the 1930s, Ruth Graves Wakefield of the famous Toll House, and she was getting ready to make her famous chocolate cookies. But she found out she was out of her usual baker's chocolate. So, last minute change, small thing, made a big difference. She threw in bits of a chocolate bar. She was expecting the chocolate to melt and make her regular chocolate cookie. However, it did not. And suddenly she had what we now know and love as the chocolate chip cookie. Her small change made a big difference. This can be true in your house. If you've ever left the house and accidentally left on some water in the faucet, you came back home later, discovered it was on, your water bill came, that small faucet mistake made a big difference in your water bill. Maybe you've seen the mess that a small critter, like a bug or squirrel, can do to your house. This is also true in travel. Maybe you've gotten off the freeway to get some gas or a bite to eat and gotten back on, and you found out a few hours later, hopefully not, maybe a few minutes later, that you had gotten on the wrong side of the freeway and you ended up in a place that you did not intend to go to. A small thing made a big difference. There's a little song we used to sing in church. Little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown and you can win it when you go in Jesus' name. Small things making a big difference is a biblical concept. One example is the widow in the Bible who gave of all she had. In Mark chapter 12, verses 41 through 44, it says, "And Jesus sat over against the treasury and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich cast in much. And there came a poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing. And he called unto him his disciples, and saith unto them, Verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. For all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living." So her small offering, it was a lot in Jesus' eyes because she gave from what she had. Another example is in John chapter 6. There were many people in a crowd following Jesus. And Jesus said to his disciples, "Hey, why don't we feed these people?" His disciples were astonished, and they said to him, "Even 200 pennyworth would not feed all these people." And that was actually 8 months' wages in Bible times. But someone found a lad or a boy. He had 5 loaves and 2 fish, which was definitely a small bit of food amongst all the multitude. Jesus took what that lad had, little though it was, and he fed the entire multitude, which was 5,000 men and probably women and children, and there were 12 baskets left over. I believe these examples, along with many others, are in the Bible to encourage us because they're about simple folk just like us, doing what they can to make a difference. And God can take what we have, no matter how big or small it is, and use it for His glory. Today, whatever you're doing for Him, keep doing it. Whether it's helping to encourage someone, serving in your church by cleaning the bathrooms, making meals for your family, or doing another load of laundry, emptying and loading the dishwasher another time, smiling at that cashier at the grocery store asking how she's doing, or being a light in your workplace or your school, whatever you're doing, keep doing it and do it with all you have. Ecclesiastes 9:10 says, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might." God sees what you're doing. The best way to stay on course and to keep from getting tired or bitter is to remember that you're doing it for Him. Colossians 3:23 says, "And whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men." If you're wondering today if you're even making a small difference in the world, I'm here to tell you you are. God sees you. you're making a difference for Him and all those around you. You never know what people might remember and how you're going to influence them. Keep living for Him. Keep being faithful. Keep doing small things because they make a big difference.